the bullets that we're dodging, hide the bones in the garden, never beg for a pardon. Cash in before the house rules, never break from the ground rules. Got too high off our own fumes. We keep playing with fire, knowing it's a dangerous game. Yeah, we keep playing with fire. They can smell it from a mile away. Got some black market romance, body with a cold hand, crimes no one gets away with. Some sins you can't atone for, like gold you trade your soul for. Had enough but gotta have more. We keep playing with fire, knowing it's a dangerous game. Yeah, we keep playing with fire. They can smell it from a mile away. So we keep playing with fire.
And guess what? Now you can hear me. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens on Streamlabs OBS. It seems to reset my Yeti microphone to default or something. I don't know. It doesn't keep the settings. So thanks so much for that, Thirsty Camel. So yeah, welcome everybody. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle, and here we are in Laken Heath Air Force Base in England. We're going to do a supersonic high altitude flight over to the Mach Loop. Do some low level, high speed flying. Good morning, Victoria. Good morning, everybody. So that's what we're going to do, and I'll go ahead and do a tour of the Mach Loop. It's something that's always been in the back of, I guess you say, my mind, because of my aviation background and all that. So don't have much time over here, so we got a very nice aircraft here. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's get in the cockpit. Let's go ahead and, while I'm just thinking about it, while it's in my mind, let's go ahead and close up the canopy here. Get her locked down. We don't have I've set this up so we've got a taxi just right over there to, I think it's runway 6 or something like that. So you got that right, the need for speed. So yeah, we're gonna do a supersonic flight. Like I said, probably about a mid-level, mid-altitude supersonic flight. It's almost due west out of here, so we're just gonna cross England. We're gonna cross Britain and drop down into Wales in the Mach Loop. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm all set to taxi. I'm all ready to go. So we go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and trim it up for takeoff while we're sitting here. Let's go ahead and get some throttle going. Really like the F-14. People say the new F-15 or the redone F-15 in the game is amazing. But you know, hey, you know, Millsy, if you're out there, that was your airplane. Mine was actually the F-16, but also the F-14. I remember when Millsy and I were kids that we did, I think, 1/32 scale models, and I know Millsy did the F-15. I'm pretty sure I actually then got the F-14. It just got a lot going on, and I don't know, for some reason, I guess I just like airplanes that just got a lot going on, you know? So, but it's a great model here. I am thrilled. If you watch my other demo flight when I first got the F-14 here, completely thrilled with the F-14 here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Completely thrilled with the Xbox Series S and the performance of Microsoft Flight Simulator on here. If you've watched any of my other YouTube videos, you know that my background is aerospace engineering and mathematics. At least that's what I went to school for. My professional experience is actually teaching learning and development. in case you care. But so yeah, I'm waiting for also Kerbal Space Program DOS to come out here. So we are just going to go ahead and taxi on out here. Like I said, looks like a beautiful day for a mid-level supersonic flight here. We got plenty of fuel. I made sure I added a little splash of fuel for the supersonic aspect of our flight, so we don't have to get too worried about bingo fuel on this flight. Alright, let's jump in the cockpit. We'll come over here. We'll get lined up. We'll set the brakes. Make sure everything is looking good on the dummy panels. You got a dummy here. So we'll make sure everything's good on the dummy panel. And let's rock and roll. Really like that glint in the mirror. That adds just a real nice level of realism and immersion when the sun hits those mirrors there. So, all right, go ahead and set the brakes here while we just check everything. Let's go ahead and check the controls. Everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and just cycle. Yep, the brakes look good. I went ahead and turned on all the lights, you know, because why not? Why not just turn on all the lights? So I've even got the formation lights on and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, everything's looking good. I like it. I think you like it too. But yeah, Lake and Heath. So flight plan basically is we're gonna take off Lake and Heath. We'll go ahead and accelerate to about 400 knots. So we'll do a pretty good pitch up, and maybe we'll climb to 15, you know, 20,000 feet. So like flight level 200. We'll head about 280, cross over Britain, and drop down. Once we get over there, it's real easy. It's kind of like back in the old days when if you learned to fly. It's kind of like back in the old days when it's pretty easy to like get to Florida. You basically just headed east until you hit a big body of water, and then you took a right turn. I mean, right? If you want to get down to Miami or the Keys, I mean that's pretty easy, right? You just head east, you hit the ocean, and you turn right. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna take off here. We're gonna head west until we pretty much see the coast of Wales, and then you're at the Mach Loop, kind of. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's really nice in here, Thirsty. So yeah, it actually is quite amazing here. And once we pop the burners, yeah, it's we don't really need afterburners for this right here, but you know what? You know, sometimes you just gotta say, you know, what the fuck. So okay, let's go ahead and do this here. All right, get the brakes on. Let's go ahead and bring up some power. Everything's looking good on the panel. I like it. And brakes off. Here we go. Rock and roll. All right, let's pop the burners. 150. Oh, we'll get a little crazy. I might have some wind on. Here we go. Gears coming up. Actually, it probably was just you know, ID 10T air there. 300 knots. Coming up on 400 knots. One reason I really like this aircraft is just because of the instruments are in a good place for me. I can really get good information. So here we go. Just going to climb out. Passing through 4,000 feet. Everything's looking good. Now, I did turn off all the nameplates, so even though there's other players in here, we're not going to see all of their names. So, all right, we'll just go ahead and continue our climb here on this heading. About 280. Full burner. Passing through 15,000 feet. All right, we're going to come off the burner here, save a little bit of fuel. Let's just go ahead and just roll inverted, let the nose come on through. There we go. Nice. And let's go ahead and bring up military power here. And that's good right there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to set the heading bud, set the altitude. And let's go ahead and all right. So I went ahead and I've just go ahead and set the throttle and all that. Let's go ahead and get the heading bug. There we go. Heading is now on. Go ahead and get to about. There we go. I like that. So, all right. So now we're on autopilot. Just doing a little altitude hold. Pretty easy right there, so everything's looking good. But let's go ahead now and let's under autopilot, let's go ahead and go supersonic. So here we go. Wings coming back. You can control the wings, but obviously we're just going to go ahead and do automatic. What's that? Isn't that a Mariah Lambert song? Automatic. Here's our speed. So we've already gone through Mach according to just the analog gauge. The HUD is showing us, yep, we just went through Mach. Sometimes you can hear a sonic boom, but I don't know, maybe sometimes it just doesn't load. Not really sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and come back out of full afterburner and just keep the afterburner gone. There we go. So about 18,500 feet. Heading looks good. So we will now just cruise on over. So here is England. So welcome to England if you've never been to England. So Lake and Heath is to the northeast of London, if you want to know, on the pretty much kind of over on the hump, through the hump to hump over here on the east. So we're just going to cut right across the country here at 18,400 feet. So yeah, just a really great. We got old Dean and Tom here. Just a great, look at this. You know, you could probably refilm flight scenes from Top Gun with this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm looking at this. I'm going to dial back on the old Elgato sound. Looks like it's a little loud. There we go. Maybe that's a little better in your guys' ears. So yeah, looking nice. But yeah, great model. We're gonna go ahead and let's see what modes we've got on. We've got air to ground, so we've got that is terrain is on. We're up high, so it's not going to give us terrain information. But once we drop down low, yeah. I went ahead and got landing mode on. You might be saying, well, I got landing mode. Reason being is it gives me good information, especially down low. So I'm going to keep landing mode on. One of the instruments that once we're down inside the Mach Loop that you might want to kind of keep an eye on is right here is our radar altimeter. It activates when we're below 1,000 feet. We're going to be well below 1,000 feet when we're inside the Mach Loop. So that's a gauge. So we're in this view right here. What you can do is you can just watch that right down there, and if that needle is alive, we are below 1,000 feet, but we are going to be probably mostly below 500 feet when we're down in the Mach Loop. Most of the time below 300 feet, though. Yeah. So everything's looking good. What are we at here? Let's go ahead and see what. We're at Mach 1.3. Yep, 1.3 right there on the HUD too. Everything is looking good. Let's see here. We should pass over. We can look on our down here. So everything's looking really sharp here. I didn't put any waypoints in or anything like that. I figured we didn't need to, because again, all you gotta do is just fly over here until you start seeing the coast. It's pretty easy, and then you kind of have to know the topography and stuff to actually find the Mach Loop. But you can see that it's pretty flat right here right now. The topography, there's not a lot of topography, and once we actually start seeing some mountains and stuff, you know you're getting close to the coast. So everything is looking real good. So yeah, you get a couple two models. You get the F-18A and the F-18B. This is the F-15B. The reason being is because this is out of the carrier, the USS America. Fuck yeah! So that's why I'm flying this one. Just no real. I think you get the Jolly Rogers and stuff like that, which is obviously a really neat livery. But I like this one right here, so I've been flying this one. So yeah. How are we looking at? All right, passing over. All right, yeah, we don't have too much further since we're supersonic here. Everything is looking really good on the dummy board. Engine's looking good. We really don't want to have any problems when we're below 300 feet. But what we will do is we can talk about it here a little bit. Is that, so yeah, if we're down the Mach Loop and we have a problem with an engine or anything like that, we'll knock it off and we'll just we'll climb for altitude, because right then altitude is a level of safety and also a level of energy, because we want to convert our kinetic energy into potential energy, get some height, get those wings swept forward, and then we can get into best glide, and then we can actually have some time to make some decisions. So, but we're going to be probably 350 to 500 knots down inside the Mach Loop. So. Alright, I'm going to take a little turn here. Just head a little bit more to the west. Let's see if we can start picking up. Yeah, we're starting to see some hills starting to come out out there. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit and topography is changing a little bit, but everything's looking good here. Yeah, there we go. Now we're really starting to see out there in the out here. You can start to see a little bit more hills starting to form. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. But yeah, absolutely amazing. And while we're just cruising here at altitude, I'm gonna grab some go-go juice. Because things are gonna get a little busy. Also, the F-14 it's a maneuverable and it's a capable aircraft, but you still have to fly it. You still have to fly within its capabilities, and so it's not uber crazy maneuverable like F-15, F-16, obviously F-22 and stuff like that. So, which is why I think I just like it. So. All right. Supersonic on the way to the Wales coast. The Welsh, I guess it's Welsh coast. Let's see if we can pick up any, get our knockers on here. You might be saying, knockers? Well, if you've watched any of my hunting videos, knockers are binoculars. So I'm just taking a look out here. We got some cloud cover. So, well, we can fix that real quick. One reason I actually like also the F-14 is its autopilot is pretty spot on too. So you can actually just set the altitude, and then the vertical speed and all that, it'll just track that altitude. So here on the autopilot, just set it for 5,000 feet and start a descent. Drop down in here, because now we're really starting to pick up mountains out there out here. Really starting to pick up a better topography. Let's drop on down here and let's get ready, because we're getting into the area of the Mach Loop here. You know, just a little, what do we got? Little Mach 1.3 descent. So I got 50% fuel, so that's plenty of fuel to play around in the Mach Loop here for a couple loops. The Mach Loop is very, very short. There's also the Sidewinder loop, which I've programmed in or kind of followed in here. It's not really as fun as the Mach Loop. Sidewinder loop is out in Nevada, California, and it's like a 200-mile loop. And so it's really not as neat as this is. So, but this over here, right over here, to the right of the aircraft, this is the area of the Mach Loop right here. This is, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna go ahead and continue to drop on down here. So these mountains that we're flying over, we're actually now on the, I don't know what you really call this now, the southern edge. And so we'll fly to the coast, I'll show you the major landmark or even another airport if you want to leave from there, in case you don't want to do what I have done, which is fly across the country. So, but yep, this is the land of the Mach Loop. We're going to be flying right up this valley when we're on the southern side of the Mach Loop right here. And so basically, but I'll give you a tour. We'll do a slow speed, kind of give you the tour, and then we'll ratchet it up a little bit. So, yep, there is that valley right here is part of the Mach Loop, right above the canopy. We pop out this town right here below us, right there. That Mach, whatever it is, Macaleth, that's actually the name of the Mach Loop. It's named after that town. It's not named after the speed of Mach, right? Speed of sound. So, all right, let's jump in the cockpit. Let's get ready. Let's get oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's get busy. So, but you got some other airstrips here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's turn off the autopilot. So there is another airport out here that can really accept bigger aircraft. So I'm going to come off the burners. Let's slow her down. Let's go and continue our descent here out over the water. So if you're really interested, like I said, there is that out there, that Lambitter. I don't know, it's Welsh. I mean, how do you say that? It's probably, you know, who knows how you pronounce it. So, but there is that airport if that's where you want to take off. I don't think it might have been an old military base, but it's not anymore. So, get that. Oh man, that's awesome. Let's get that nose down a little bit. So, but the big body of water, if in case you're interested with the Mach Loop, is this inlet right here. So if you're taking off from that, you know, Lambetter, maybe, I don't know, who knows how you say it. And then you just head south and you find this big body of water here, this big inlet, the delta maybe it is, I don't know, bay, I don't know what you want to call it. But you find that, and then you can drop down in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring back the power. I have to probably re-trimmer here. Get a little bit of buffeting because of the live weather going on down here down here by the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a little bit of a nice outer view that we have. So that looks pretty good right there. Oh, I just messed it up. Right there. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit here. So over here to the right is the CAD entrance to the Mach Loop. So let's go ahead and let's get low. We'll get medium speed. So we're at 450 knots. Not any type of full military power or anything like this, but we'll just do a nice tour here of the Mach Loop so you can see what the route is. And it's a completely visual route, so you just kind of have to kind of learn it. But there's a famous entrance to it, which is the CAD. Yeah, and so then you got where the guys take the photos. You got CAD east and west, and you can pick that up pretty easy because it's pretty distinct, and they've modeled it really good here in Flight Sim. You can really pick it up. It's a very steep canyon. It's right there, coming just above the canopy frame, and now it's going to be right in the HUD right now. So this is CAD. And so you got people that on both sides of this canyon that they sit up there and they just take photos. So, all right, so 400 knots. Again, I'm not going to get real aggressive, but so drop here into the Mach Loop. Your next waypoint, visual waypoint, is this lake right here. You're going to turn right before the lake. So, and then you're going to duck into the canyon here. So pull, a little bit of pull here, 5G pull. Not real aggressive. And now it's kind of really what you want to do in here, because you're following the road, you're following basically the little river that's down in here that formed this. And so it's how aggressive that you really want to get. based on your aircraft. And of course, that's really the big thing here, is really learn your own aircraft. So the next waypoint that's going to happen is straight ahead. You're going to find some wind turbines on the hill. So obviously you don't want to hit those. So if you got a very aggressive aircraft, you can get down in the valley a little bit more. And so you can really see the river here as it has carved through this canyon, but you want to go around. Straight ahead is that town of Mach Loop, which is named, that's the namesake of the Mach Loop, that town right there. And then when you come out here, you're just really going to follow the river, and you're going to pick it up hard, so you're going to get some pull here. And then you're going to, now you're on over here, and now you're really going to head just up this valley here. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it here, get some speed, because now this is really low level. It's fairly flat. You're going to have some wind turbines up on that plateau straight ahead. They're coming up here on 500 knots. Going to come off the burner just to save some fuel. So here we are now, down this valley. Then what we're going to do is we're going to work our way back up to the mountains, and that's when you really get to the famous place of like the saddle and stuff, where people take the famous photos of the Mach Loop. So I'll show you where that's at. So get down here in the valley. Of course, you wouldn't actually have airplanes flying the Mach Loop today because it's Saturday. They only fly Monday through Friday in good weather, so in daylight. So then what you're going to do is you're going to come to this town right here, and then you're going to have a pull right here. Pull into this valley, come off the pull, and now pretty much straight ahead is the saddle where people sit up on, right up there. That's the saddle. And actually right in the shadow is the saddle. So right in the hood is the saddle. They sit up there because we're going to come around here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have another hard pull as we go around the saddle to get ready for the exit. And again, famous place where people take photos of the jets doing the Mach Loop in real life. And then you're back out. And then here's your exit. Follow the road. As if you follow the road, you're going to be right back onto the entrance at CAD. And that right there, that is the Mach Loop. So, what's up? Well, I do like Hunter Call the Wild too. I did live stream that too. So let's go ahead and kick it to full military power. Let's do a little bit more aggressive Mach Loop flight here. So drop down here. People taking photos on both sides. We're going to get set up for a hard pull. And hard pull to the left. Here we go. You're going to hear the buffeting of the G's as we load up the aircraft. And again, this is all training. It's all low level. Get to know your aircraft. Get set up for this. So however you want to do it. It's training. So let's go ahead and do a pull. And so if you wanted to cut the corner, because the windmills are right there, if you wanted to cut the corner, and then just let the nose come back down to get ready for the big pull around the town of Mach. I just call it Mach now. So there's the town of Mach right off the nose. River's going to make a bend here to the left, so we're going to go and get some pull. You'll hear. Now we're back in the valley. Let's go full burner. Let's drop it down low. Low and fast. As we load up the aircraft, we're going to lose speed, so there we go. Let's drop it on down. Alright. I'm showing 300 on the radar altimeter. Now it's a radar altimeter, so if I go over, the topography, coming up on 600 knots, about 275 feet off the ground. And welcome to the Mach Loop. So yeah, if you've got any airplane and you're really wanting to get to know your aircraft, I'd suggest Getting down here in the Mach Loop. Really understanding, learning your trim. Oh, look at this. All right, we're gonna come off. I'm gonna pop the brakes. Reason being is we've got some hard pulls and the F-14 is just not capable of doing really these kind of pulls that we need here down in the saddle area. I went ahead and just popped the brakes, slowed it back down, bring back in the power. Because that's just understanding your aircraft. So there's the saddle right here. Follow the road. This is the famous where everybody gets photos of the planes coming around the saddle. Pop on out. A lot of people taking photographs. This, hey, what's up, everybody? Woohoo. And now you're out. That is the Mach Loop right there. Yeah, I need to play Hunter Call of the Wild. Of course, I got an Xbox Series S now, so. But I'm actually in hunting season in real life, so. All right, let's do one more loop here. Let's get real aggressive here. Let's drop on down. I got full burn. Let's accelerate. Let's try to do this 500 knots. 500 knots. Here we go. Get ready for the pull. Terrain. Pull. Wind turbines are right there, so I'm a little high now. Let's go ahead and pull. Let's head to Mach, the town. Let's get our speed back up for our high speed down here in the valley. Pull. Pull. 7 G's, pull. Alright. Let's get her down low. $500 feet. 400 feet. I'm watching the radar altimeter out there. Get that nose down low. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about with at these kind of speeds. 300 feet. I'm basically right on the edge of Mach. Literally the speed of Mach. So Mach 1, 200 feet. We're coming up on the pull here into the canyon. So right here is where we take the turn, almost at nice, easy. Don't want to overload the aircraft nor me. So there's the saddle rate coming up right here. I'm too fast for that pull, so I'm going to cut the corner and go right over the saddle because I'm just on the edge of Mach. All right, let's go ahead and knock it off. Let's just go ahead and climb on out here. And that right there, that is the Mach Loop. So a lot of fun. Like I said, it's really a neat place to, if you want to go and you really want to practice you on the sticks, learning your own aircraft. It's just, it's what to do. I mean, it's kind of what to do. You want to get, that's the whole point of a sim, is that you want to get good, you want to get better, you want to practice. Really learn your aircraft so it kind of becomes a second skin, and I'm really here with the F-14. I'm getting comfortable with the F-14. I like the 152 Aerobat. I'm already real comfortable with the Aerobat. That's my a simple aircraft that I just really like flying. All right, let's go ahead and pop the brakes, slow it down. Might be saying, Mike, what you doing? Well, we're gonna come over here to this whatever I can, whatever the name of the airport is. I don't know. Landener. Let's we'll go ahead and do a fly by and pitch up for landing, maybe do a touch and go and then a full stop. Alright, nice and slow. Just go ahead and pick up the... Let me go ahead and get... There we go. Do something like that. So right there is the runway. Alright, let's go ahead and get some speed. That way you can pick up the runway heading. That way we know what we want to do for the pattern. We'll do left pattern here. There she is. Used to be about, maybe about runway 34. No, 35. Yep, runway 35. 350 knots. Pretty nice for like pitch up. Pitch up for landing here. So let's go ahead and nice easy 4G pull. So 3.5, so we're looking for 1.7 on the downwind. 170. There we go. 170. And let's go ahead and drop the gear. Gear's coming down. Go ahead and put full carrier flaps on. There we go. Come off the power. Then we'll just use, we shall just use our air brakes just to maintain our speed. 180 knots right now, looking good. Let's go ahead and let's tuck her in. Let's not do these commercial approaches, you know, where you got 10-mile finals and all this so people don't spill their martinis. No, let's practice. Let's get aggressive. Let's come back idle on the power. Dial in some air brake. Nose coming up. Brakes coming in. Power's coming back in. Still a little hot, but I like it. Tuck it all in, make it all clean. Flaps coming up, so I got to retrim. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. 300 knots. Everything's looking real sharp here. And again, let's do another pitch up. 170 on the heading. That's what we're looking for the pitch up. Power's coming back. Never got to experience this in real life. I don't know if I will get to be able to experience this in real life, but it sure is a lot of fun here in the sim. Sure is a lot of fun. 170 on the heading. Power's coming back. Look at that. Look at that nice downwind right there. Look at that. That is Alright. Beam the numbers. Let's drop the gear. Put the bar and doors down. Flaps coming down. Look at that. Hands off. Look at this plane. Look at this plane. Amazing. Let's let it do its thing. Let's let it do its thing, huh? It'll find it. It'll drop its nose. I mean, come on now. Alright. We're gonna do a full stop here. Full stop. Brakes coming out. Gonna drop my nose. Brakes coming back in. Power's coming back in. Let's get on angle of attack. Oh. Brakes coming back in. I need to slow down. Alright. Getting the brakes in. Everything's looking good. Now we're just going to get on angle of attack here. Nose coming up. Alright, we're on angle of attack. Look at that. Ooh. Put her down on the ground. Oh, what a carrier trap there. Without the hook, though. Without the hook. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, now. Get back on that view there. Go ahead and add some brakes here. Very nice. Whoa, 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 that's weird. Lower on down here to a nice slow taxi here. What we got here? We have a place to exit the runway. Yeah, we got a place right here. Let's go ahead and exit right here. In case there's somebody else behind us that wants to land, let's go ahead and bring in the barn doors there. Let's go ahead and stop right here on this taxiway. Set the brakes. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit here and just go ahead and release the cover for the wings. Hello. Oh, there we go. Let's get the wings back here in parking. Woo! Maybe it's a little warm here in Wales. I don't think so. Go ahead, unlock. Go ahead, open the canopy. Look at that, huh? Oops. Look at that. We can also, if we wanted to, go ahead and extend the ladder. There we go. Woo. And let's go ahead and shut her down. And there we go. There was a tour of the Mach Loop there, people. Here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series S, which is a great aircraft if you're interested in buying it. It is payware, so keep that in mind if you're interested in it. But it is an amazing aircraft if that's what you are into in these fighter jets. So it really becomes down to preference. But I am completely thrilled here with the F-14 model. Again, here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series S. And this has been a tour of the Mach Loop over in Wales. Hope you enjoyed it. So hope everybody has a great Saturday and a great weekend. And remember, thumbs up because you are amazing. I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite uncle. I am Uncle Mike. Bye.